So, yeah, I just disappointing. I think first, RIP is agreeing to displace minorities as part of a policy for creation of additional opportunities. So we're saying we're going to create all these new units. They may not be affordable, but they're new units. And the general good of more units, it's okay to displace a few for this general good. My concern with that kind of policy is that if 83 is good today, is 1,000 good tomorrow, is 10,000 good, is 1 million, 6 million, you can make an argument for displacing the whole population of Portland of minorities because of this policy today, because there's a greater good and a few are going to be displaced. By my calculation, one is too many. We in Portland have taken on disparities, hate, crimes, a lot of things, and said one is too many. But today as a planning commission, we are not willing to go there. Institutional racism is defined as racial discrimination that has become established as a normal behavior of society. This is becoming normal behavior for us as this bureau to say we're okay with displacement and we're going to try to find mitigation that is not funded today, that we can't get to these people. One, I mean, the numbers are just not there to get to that amount of people. We have factors that we're putting in place that other policies are going to come before us today and say, it's okay because we did it at RIP, we can do it in other policies. We should be saying, how do we limit or restrict? We don't have to do it in all the city. We do not have to place RIP in all the city. We can place it in the places where it fixes that overflow problem and reduces the values in these outer neighborhoods, in the blue areas, and that is a viable alternative. But we're willing to go ahead and say we have this greater good. The greater good is not good if there's a loss. And we can say it's better than the comp plan. Well, saying something's better than something that's bad is not a rational decision to me. We have just taken this RIP and made it an arrow of displacement for minorities in the single-family dwelling homes. We're going to say that they're going to move into, Latinos are going to move into a $1,600 unit. You look at the experience in Northeast Portland and the discrimination and the racism and all the things of trying to get people to stay in those neighborhoods with a lot of money. It was very hard and not successful all the time. And now you're going to go out and society hasn't changed that much and you're going to try to do it again. We're hoping for a whole lot and we're asking people to trust that this equity policy and our trust in the Housing Bureau and our trust that council is going to change their policies is going to help and protect these people. To me, we've taken the equity lens and blindfolded that person or that idea so they can't see this displacement. We've gagged her so she can't cry out and say this is wrong, and we've covered her ears so she can't hear the pleas of the people we're going to displace. We really have just gagged and covered up equity, and we're going to move forward with the policy of there's a greater good. And this greater good is setting a precedent that is uncomfortable for me. It just is uncomfortable to say there's a greater good and people will get hurt because it is people. It is, those people support businesses, culturally support businesses, And those businesses are the unintended consequences that disappear. And when you look at northeast Portland, when the African Americans left, the businesses left because they're not supported by the people that come in. And so you get the culture change, and that just drives the greater gentrification and displacement. We can say it's a small number, but it's a small number that snowballs and drives the populations. And I just can't sit here and say we can't do anything but mitigation, because mitigation today is underfunded, overwhelmed, and to say we're going to take 96% of the population or the land of Portland and put this on and hope for mitigation to save major swaths of the city, that's not good.